What is up, y'all? This is JT. I have the JobMax, and I also have the octane brushless router. And I figured out a trick, and people were wondering things about these different tools, like can the JobMax do 1/4 inch, and could you use the router for drywall? This is an 1/8 inch bit, and I put this in the router by taking the collet adapter and the nut from this tool, and I switched them. Now this one accepts 1/4, which it doesn't stay in real well because you really need this longer nut. This one doesn't stay as tight, but it will fit, and it might even work. But there is adapter kits you can possibly buy for this. I saw them up at Home Depot. And basically, if I can show you, it's hard to push the button and turn it. Oh, need a wrench. But anyways, there's little adapters that can slide down in here, and as long as this hole in the top of your collet, or not collet, your collar is big enough, and then it can accept the right adapter, it will fit and work. Now, I was not going to try to use this OG bit inside this tool. No, that's not what my original intention was. My intention was to see if I could use a router that comes with a light to cut out around sheetrock. This is a lot heavier of a tool, but as you can see, the base is a lot flatter and easier to control than the one that comes with this, which is right here. And by the way, guys, this is also the wrench. That's how you loosen and tighten it. So if you did happen to put on a bit like the one of these, like this, you can't actually get the wrench back over it, and I've got the 1/4 collet in there, so it's not going to fit. But anyways, I can actually slap this little thing right here. You can even take off the base, and it fits just fine. I'll show you. So, for all intents and purposes, and I do believe this motor blows downward, you could use this to cut off a lock or whatever, and not have to worry about the trigger pull, because all you do is pull it. And this way seems to work pretty well. So now if you happen to have the JobMax, like I said, all you got to do is take this collar nut and the little 1/8 adapter and put it in this way. So the router is 1/4 or an 1/8. Now, I tried it in the other way, but really you need the longer nut for this to work, and it doesn't really work that well. But let's try to get it to work. Okay, this isn't a very good example of a bit, but I have the 1/4 inch adapter and then the original JobMax collar nut, or whatever this is called. This is the one that came off the router, and this is actually the things you can buy. I don't know if you can get them in the correct size, but you can get them close. This is the 1/8 inch. It actually goes in there. The one from the router is actually way different looking, but I can show you this does work. actually shooting sawdust off. Now, why I wouldn't use a router bit on this is because you don't have a proper base, and that could be very dangerous. But this is just an example that you could use a 1/4 inch bit, and this time it didn't loosen up on me because I used the longer collar nut, and it works. So if you have both of these tools, you have some extensive flexibility that you didn't know you had, and yeah, you can use these spiral cut bits on your router. Whoa, it actually goes way down in there. That's crazy. You just have to put the one out of the jobmax in here, and it doesn't really fit correctly, but and this nut will never work, so it's not long enough. But you get the idea. Then you can just put your bit in there and make sure it's not on the thread or on the cutting spirals, and then boom, tighten that down. You can use that and then put your fixed base back on it. I don't even know what I did with mine. Oh, here it is. And as long as your bit can fit through there, it's no problem. Just slide it back on. Boop. Then you got yourself a another spiral saw, or you could just go buy 1/4 inch ones and use your router. I mean, this one has other purposes, like you can use this little cutoff wheel, and I actually used this, and it's quite effective. Like, you could cut off locks, chains, like anything like that. I mean, you will burn through some of these discs, but it came with like 3, and it's quite amazing. Now, if I put it on this is going to be even more amazing because it spins a little bit faster, I think. I'm not really sure what the speed is on this one. It says 22,000 right here. And this one spins like, oh, that's great. This one spins at 30,000. So it spins faster, and it's quite a bit stronger motor. So, just a little experiment I thought I'd show you. But yeah, you can put 1/4 inch bits on this. And vice versa. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.